So I'm going to say some things, and if I find out that I shouldn't say some of these things, then I'm going to have future editing Meredith come in and save me from not getting my current self in trouble. So I might be editing this like kind of wonky. We'll just have to see how it pans out. It's Editing Meredith here. Hi. So listen, I have a full 30-minute vlog for you, but unfortunately I'm not going to get to share it with you until later. I chatted with my editor and she was basically like, and I was like, okay. So anyway, I really was very vague in a lot of the rest of this vlog, but even that, I'm kind of like, I don't want to get in trouble, you know? I don't want to get in trouble. So the vlog is still there and you will get to see it eventually. But for now, you're not allowed to see it yet. But very vaguely, when I talked with my editor for the very first time, before we had gotten the book deal offer, you know, they just like want to chat or whatever. On that phone call, we had talked about Rogue's Guide. We talked about like when I started writing and the things I write and like just like a schmoozy get to know you kind of situation. And in no part of that conversation, it was like a 40-ish minute phone call, I want to say. During none of that was I asked, what are you working on now? Do you have ideas in mind for a sequel to Rogue's Guide? Like, we didn't go into any of that. So when we got the offer and it was a 2-book deal, me and my agent were like kind of surprised because, again, like we just had not talked about anything else. So I mean, I was not going to be mad about it. So we, of course, you know, agreed to the offer, all the things. And up until a few weeks ago, we had not said a single word, a single solitary word about what is the book 2 that they are wanting or maybe expecting from me. And a few weeks ago, I got a very quick email from my editor. She was like, hey, we have a few questions about a few things. And they were just sort of like really random questions. But one of them was, what are you envisioning for book 2? Not like give me a full synopsis or anything like that. Her question was worded in that it was clear she was expecting book 2 to be like a follow-up to Rogue's Guide. In A Rogue's Guide for Winning a Wife, the main character, Christopher, has several friends, and it's definitely made clear that the friends could certainly be heroes in future books, right? And that's a very common thing within the romance genre. You know, you might meet like a group of siblings or a group of friends or a group of people of some sort, and the first book focuses on one character as like the main character of that book, and then each of the subsequent books in the series focuses on a different one of that core group, right? And so I love that. I love when you meet a big group of people in book 1 and you're like, ooh, who's gonna be book 2? Yeah, I love that so much. So I'm very excited that I get to have one of those side characters be like the main character in the next book. If you read Rogue's Guide, it should be pretty dang obvious who the book 2 is going to be centered on. And I definitely have ideas for his book. I have been brainstorming for about a month now, like seriously intently, because right, I sent Rogue's Guide to my friend at the beginning of December, and then it was like, okay, I'm not just going to sit around for all of December. So I've been brainstorming. I've come to some fun things. I've found some very fun things. I have some ideas. Do any of the ideas seem to fit together in a cohesive manner that could be a full book? No, they do not. They do not at all. I'm going to be really vague because, again, like I'm not really sure what I'm allowed to say, and I want at least some of this little segment to be part of the vlog. So I found a really cool thing about 1811, which is when the book would take place. I really want to use this historic event. It is very awesome. Who would not love this? I cannot figure out a way to make it a part of the book that like does anything. It's not something that is like, I can think of a conflict that goes with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a very cool event that happened. I have read every single newspaper article about this event on newspapers.com, not sponsored unless they want to. I'm available. I've read every newspaper article, every single one, all like 700 of them. I can't find anything that like is sparking a true story idea for me. I had some ideas. I can't find evidence to like back up that those ideas would be historically accurate. So I am floundering at the moment, and part of this is like the most annoying part of brainstorming, because this is what happened to me, I feel like, over the summer when I was brainstorming for Widows of West Haven. I got to a point where I was like, I've got these cool characters, I've got like some cool events and like some fun hooky elements, but I couldn't figure out how to put it all together. I did finally get there though. So I'm at the part of brainstorming where I've got all this fun stuff. I've got a bunch of cool things. I can't figure out how to put it all together yet, but I know I'm gonna get there. I'll get there, but I'm just floundering. I have tried every brainstorming method known to man. I've done mind maps. This notebook is full of pages with just like all kinds of like, what about this and what about that? And I don't know, I'm stuck. How about this thing? So yesterday what I did is, as you can see, or I guess you saw in here, is I went through all of the brainstorm notes I have in this notebook, and I also have brainstorm notes in Scrivener. I went through all of them and I highlighted the pieces that I was like, okay, yes, this I definitely want to use. This I definitely want to use. There were some things that I thought of like a long time ago that I'd written down, but I've sort of changed. I still like them, but it's like, I really don't think that's going to fit with the general story I have in mind. This is interesting. Like the pieces I have of this that I feel really confident in are like internal character arc kind of things, where, you know, I'm pretty solid in like, this is the lie the character believes at the beginning, and, you know, this is the truth that they're going to figure out by the end. Like that whole internal conflict for each of the two main characters, I have that pretty well set. But typically in a book, that internal conflict needs to be like reflected in the external conflict. What is the external conflict in this book? I don't know. I have some things, but then it's kind of like resolved by like the 50% mark. And I'm like, I don't think that really works. So anyway, there's just a lot of pieces here that I need to work on and figure out. And it's just annoying to be sitting here like, do some big thinking up here, like think better. There's nothing you can really do to make yourself think of a good idea, you know what I mean? You just have to kind of like wait and play with things, write stuff down, look stuff up, mess with characters, ask yourself questions. It's just a bunch of like waiting for the idea to strike. You can't make yourself think of an idea. Sorry. I've been thinking about a lot recently, just like there's so much in our world today that is instant gratification. Do you have a question about something? Just pop on Google. Ask Google. It'll tell you like 7 different answers from a bunch of different websites, and you can have your answer immediately. Or do you need something? Go on Amazon. You can get it like next day or even same day in some circumstances. Like, we're such an instant gratification kind of society right now that the idea of just like having to wait for something is just not, we're not patient anymore. And I'm not saying that like you guys aren't patient and I'm the best over here at being patient. I'm not patient either, because I'm susceptible to all of the instant gratification that we have available to us. And so when you come to something like this, you have to be patient. You can't rush it. I can't go to Google and ask it to just like solve the problem for me. I can't go on Amazon and buy something that'll like magically make me think of an idea. I have to just be patient and wait for it to happen, which is annoying, but that's the reality. That's how writing works, unfortunately. So anyway, today, this has been an incredibly long intro. I'm sorry, / maybe not, I don't know. Today, what I'm going to do is just be sitting over here trying to brainstorm. I think I'm going to ban myself from newspapers.com unless there's something like very specific that I think of that I want to try to look up. But I feel like I've just exhausted what can be found there. So I found some really cool stuff, and wow, yeah, I found some really cool stuff, but nothing that is like, ooh, this is what I'm going to use. So anyway, I might do some stream of consciousness writing. I might pull a book from my shelf over here to look through that. I don't know. We'll see what we get up to today, but the name of the game is brainstorming, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So let's go ahead. What time is it? It is 10 till 9. Let's go ahead and get some background music pulled up. I've been listening to this one. It's use this to sleep 8 hours or more. Imagine sleeping for a full 8 hours. Like, could not be me, but it's very good. It's very just like this. I don't know what this is, but that's what that is. So I'll link it below if you want to check it out. It's like a 10-hour long video with no ads. So that works really well for me. And yeah, I just like the sort of like even toned, sort of half music, whatever it is, ambient, blah, 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 blah. So that's what I have on. Let's go ahead and try to think of things that'll be a good book. All right, it's almost 11 o'clock. I've been sitting here for about 2 hours. Still just floundering a bit. I did have a new-ish idea. I had thought of something kind of related to this a while ago. Now I was just like, I don't know, let me look into this. There were a lot of like trash medicines at the time. I've seen in the newspapers multiple ads in almost every paper for pills or liquid medicine of some sort. A lot of it is literal poison. Mercury is in everything. Or it was stuff like, you know, mainly it's just laudanum or things like that. But there were a lot of these medicines, like nothing was regulated, of course. So anyone could be like, hey, I have this miracle pill medicine. It'll cure you of all your ailments, you know. And so I was kind of exploring that because that could tie in with a specific That could tie in with a specific aspect of a portion of the plot that I'm considering. One of the things that I'm slightly worried about using this is I don't want the characters who are using these, you know, what we would consider quack medicine to come off as stupid, because like looking back, of course, modern people can be like, this is all unregulated. Do not put this in your mouth. Like, what are you doing? Obviously, it's a bunch of crap, but they did not know that. So I'm trying to like figure out, well, can I make sure to balance it? So if I have a character who's trying a bunch of these medicines, again, I don't want them to come off as like an idiot. But then I was thinking, you know, we have a lot of stuff today that is probably junk, not necessarily with medication. Well, I mean, kind of. Like, have you ever seen that guy, I'm a licensed pharmacist in 4 states, that guy? He's here on YouTube. I don't know if he's elsewhere, but he's a pharmacist, and he goes into places like Walgreens or CVS, and he'll go to the medicine aisle and he'll pick out things where he's like, look, this is an allergy medicine for $32 a box, and this is a bunch of crap. And he'll turn it around and he'll be like, look at these ingredients, like this is doing literally nothing for you. And then he'll say, get this one instead. This has these active ingredients and that does this. Like, he explains why some of the medicine on the shelf is not necessarily gonna hurt you, but it's not gonna help you either, and it's expensive. So anyway, so we do have like junk medicine today, but we also have so many other products, I feel like, that are marketed as like, this is gonna make your skin perfect. How many skincare products are out there today? Oh my goodness. And you know, not all of them are like the miracle, you know, they're all put out there as like the miracle that'll make your skin beautiful, all this stuff. Or other like home good kind of like hack stuff where it's, you know, buy this product and it'll make cooking so much easier. And it's like, sometimes it works, a lot of times it just doesn't. It's just trash. And so I guess I can see parallels between people back in the day having pains or being sick or whatever, and they're trying to get better, and this is what's available to them, are these junk pills or, you know, dangerous medication that they just didn't know. And I'm sure in 200 years they'll look back at us and be like, oh my gosh, look at this skincare stuff they were putting on their face, that was terrible for them. But we don't know that today. So anyway, that's where I am, is researching quack medicine from the Regency era. Now, how is this going to fit into my story? Not entirely sure. I have one character, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with this aspect of her character, where she's going to be like trying various medications to try to heal an aspect of her. That's so vague, I'm sorry. I don't know. I keep trying to like think of things, and then I get off on these tangents where I'm like, okay, this is cool, but this isn't like a central conflict for the novel. At least I'm not seeing it that way. I feel like there's one character I have a pretty decent like thing he wants, or his goal at the beginning of the book is to get this thing. And it's the kind of thing where it's like, that's a good goal. Like, there's nothing wrong with what he wants. But then I'm like, typically the goals of the two main love interest characters should be in conflict with each other. If he wants this thing and she's like, oh yeah, that's a really nice thing to want, let me help you. Like, I don't know, where's the conflict? I have no clue what she wants. Kind of. I have like, again, like the internal stuff is there, but I'm like, externally, what do you want? Anyway, so it's fine. We'll get there eventually. But that's where I am for the moment. So I'm gonna keep working for another hour or so, and then break for lunch. He looks almost as cozy as me. All right, it's almost noon. I'm really no farther along than I was when we last talked. I really feel like I need to figure out the external goal for this one character. That'll certainly help, and I feel like it'll help direct the rest of the story. I don't know. I'm gonna get some lunch, refuel my brain a little bit, take a small break, and then be back to this. What does this character want? Why is that so difficult? We'll see what I can figure out this afternoon. Are you ready for my new favorite lunch? Boom. Oh! Okay, now listen. One day during my little Christmassy break, I was like, you know what would be good? Tuna salad. But not tuna salad on sandwich bread. That sounds horrifically disgusting. It has to be in a pita, and some veggies on it would be good too. So I bought the needed ingredients and whipped this up, and I've eaten it a lot of times. It's so good. I do the tuna, I do a little bit of mayo and mustard, Dijon, not French's, and a little celery salt, and she's so delicious. I will eat this like 5 days a week until one day I go to make it and it sounds absolutely disgusting. So, enjoy. Okay, it is almost 3:30. I've returned to thinking about an older idea. I had this like a twist for the story, I don't even remember, a couple weeks ago, and I started researching, like, is this possible, like, physics wise? Would this work? This is so vague, I'm sorry, but this literally would be a spoiler if I told you, if the book ends up going this way. I had seen some things that made it seem like it was like I couldn't get a good answer on whether this idea is physically possible. I'm going back to it though to see if I can nail down an answer. I even asked on a Reddit thread, could this happen? And I got a bunch of people who were like, yeah, absolutely. And then there was one person who was like, well, actually. And I was like, oh, gosh darn it. So which is it? I don't know. But anyway, so I'm coming back to this thinking there could still be a different kind of way potentially to work this out. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I do like it because it's a little bit of a thing that was supposed to be like totally good ends up ruining things, which I kind of love, and would cause then like, it'd be like the 75% like plot twist, third act breakup, you know, like that kind of thing. I'm gonna keep thinking about that. I'm kind of tired of this though for today. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I might come back here a little later to finish working on stuff, but for now, I'm gonna be done. As you saw what time it was, it's the end of the day. I think I'm gonna explore and see, okay, we were talking about the little like plot twist element. I really like it. I really like it. I think it's unexpected, but it would like ruin all of the plans and stuff. How is it then going to work out in the end? Don't know. How do plot events like lead up to that? Not like 100% sure. So that's what I'm going to be working on this week, I guess. Just trying to make that all kind of come together. We'll see how far we get. Maybe I'll end up going with something completely different. Maybe tomorrow morning when I'm over here at 5 a.m. for the first time in 12 days, I will have some breakthrough idea. Who knows? I shall find out tomorrow, and you'll find out in the next vlog. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, oh my gosh, I haven't done an outro in like weeks. What do I say? Something about like subscribe if you haven't liked the video, because it helps allegedly. And yeah, I'll see you next time. What is this? Bye.